Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a kind of number called a happy number. Now you guys probably have heard about odd numbers and even numbers and prime numbers and maybe happy numbers, but in case you have not, I'm just going to briefly go over what a happy number is. Basically, a happy number is when you take each digit of the number, you square it and add them together and keep going through the cycle. Eventually you'll wind back at 1. Now, if that is true, that's a happy number. If that's not true, it's called an unhappy number. So I'm going to go over a few examples of how to find a happy number and a couple examples of, when a number is not happy. But basically, it's a pretty simple process. You'll take something like 13 for 13. So what we'll do here is we'll take the 13, we'll take the first digit, and we'll square it, and we'll add it to the 3, which is going to be squared as well. So to determine if this number is happy, let's just kind of put 1 squared and 3 squared and add them together. So 1 squared plus 3 squared, you can simplify it and get 1 squared would equal 1, and 3 squared would equal 9, right? So 1 plus 9 equals 10. Now what we need to do is take the 10 right here, and then we square 1, and we add it to 0 squared. So we get 1 squared equals 1 plus 0 equals what? 1. So 13 is a happy number because 13, once we square the digits, eventually we'll get back to 1. Now, not all numbers are happy. As a matter of fact, some numbers are unhappy. But let's go over another example here, and let's see if this is happy or not. Let's take 7. So 7 squared equals 49. So then 49 we'll put here, which is 4 squared plus 9 squared. And I'll just go through this really quickly and just go through the same process. In the first course, we get 97. The second course, we get 130. And the third course, we get 10. And then we get, guess what? We get 1. So 7 is a happy number. It took a while for us to go through all the iterations and through all the courses to find out that 7 was happy, but 7 is a happy number. So let's take another example here. So we saw that 7 was happy and 13 was happy. Let's take 10. Now again, we have 1 squared plus 0 squared equals 1. So 10 is a happy number. Again, that's very, very easy. But let's take another one that's going to take us probably through a few more courses or a few more iterations. Like if we take the number 20. So 20, to see if it's happy, would be 2 squared plus 0 squared. And I'm just going to quickly go through this. You can slow this down if you want. But basically, it's the same process. The first iteration, we get 16, then 37, then 58, then 89, and then we get, I got to add this up together, 145. And from 145, we get 42. And then for 42, the next iteration, we get 16 plus 4 equals 20. So we wind up back where we started, but we would indefinitely go through this iteration and we never would arrive back at 1. So we could say that the number 20 is an unhappy number. And not surprisingly, those are all called sad numbers. So we have happy numbers, which is when we square each digit, eventually we get back to 1. And then we get sad or unhappy numbers when that's not the case. And 20 is a good example of that, where we never get back to 1. So we could say that it is an unhappy number, unlike 17, which I believe we went through, which was a happy number. Anyway, so that's just a quick example of what a happy number is and what an unhappy number is. Now, in number theory, there's various reasons or various backgrounds on this, and I'm going to kind of leave it to you on your own to kind of look some of them up. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on what a happy number is, and then you could start some self-study, and you can dig further if you want to know more. Thank you. Have a great day. Go over a coding example of a happy number. What I have here on the screen is a Python program that I found on the internet. So I do not take credit for writing this program. Any copyrights belong to the person who wrote it and not to me. But it's a good example, so I figured I should illustrate how you can use Python to do some number theory like we have here. Basically what I have here is if you look in line number 12, this is where we start. I take a number, 82, and then I just basically take that, push it into I push it into result, and I go through basically a routine to determine if it's happy, we're going to get to line 20 in the code, which is going to say this is a happy number, or if it's not happy, we're going to get to line 23, which just states it's a not happy number, or a non-happy number, or a sad number. So basically in step 1, if the number is greater than 0, then I'm going to calculate the remainder and then divide it with the number 10. I'm going to take the square of the remainder and then add it to the sum variable, which is a running total. I divide that by 10, and I repeat all the steps from the first few I just did there into the sum of the squares present has been computed. Then I'm going to return the sum. Next, what I'm going to do is in step 2 is I define and initialize the variable, which I call num here. The next step, I define a variable called result, and I initialize it with the value of num. In this case, it's 82. Then in the next step, if the result is neither 1 or 4, I make a call to the method isHappyNumber. Otherwise, if the result is equal to 1, then we know it is a happy number. So the last step would be to kind of continue this until the result is equal to 4. And that's kind of a constant. If the result is equal to 4, the number is not happy. So this is just a simple, fun Python program that you can write to take a look at to see if a number is happy or not. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.